NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational. And hello again, and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my pal Frank Nobilo. We are here in the wonderful state of Georgia, getting ready to kick off the round at East Lake Golf Club.
And what a great course it is too, Rich. Normally a par 72 for the members, but seeing we're going to play off the pros tee today, the 5th and the 10th hole, which are normally par 5s, will be reduced to par 4s, so a very strict par of 70.
Let's take it down to the tee. Excited to call all the action today out on the course for you. This is the second par 5 to have been shortened to play as a par 4. And this hole requires that the tee shot be long and to the left side of the fairway. That allows players to see the putting surface. The second shot will likely be a mid to long iron into a pretty large green. And that green slopes severely from back right to front left, making lag putting from the back a real challenge. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Headed for the bunker? Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination.
And he's made the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Rich, a lot of movement there in the middle of the field right now.
Moving on to the 11th here, 197 yards. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Getting some sand in the shoes now. For a second straight hole, he's in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Has this now for bogey. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better. Even par, currently.
Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Most players will hit fairway woods or long irons off the tee on this downhill par 4. There's an overhanging tree and some deep rough on that left side of the fairway. That makes this hole really tough if you're coming in from the left side. The right center of the fairway, that's the ideal location, leaving a short iron to the green.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
If the conditions are right, a player can take it deep here in the red figures. Zach Johnson, and he's not one of the longest hitters, but he is about as good with a wedge in his hand as anyone on tour. Zach Johnson back in 2007 shot, how's this, 10 under 60 in the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. Seems to like it. They're headed for the fat part of the green.
I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position.
That looked like it nearly got below the lip, you know, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there. Just a little tap in here. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Now teeing off here at the 13th.
Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
This is the second shot at the par 4. Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
11 feet away. Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
So they'll tap in. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Don't forget the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Peach Invitational. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. See if they can deliver another solid strike here. Second shot at the 14th. Good swing, good shot yet again. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Solid play, heart of the green. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He'll take par and move on. There are 3 tall pines on the right side of the fairway that force players to hit a fade to get to the best position in the fairway. With a good drive, players can definitely reach this short par 5 in 2. A well-bunkered green poses problems if missed long or short. One of the easiest holes at East Lake, a par here, will drop a shot to the field. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. This is always a pivotal shot in the round, the second here at the par 5 15th. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. So a tester from 4 feet. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Moves into the top 25 with that birdie. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4.
Another one that's downhill with the fairway sloping from left to right. Series of bunkers down the left side. It's not the end of the world, actually, if you go on those ones down the left. Every now and again, you'll see someone try and hit a driver and try and take them all out of play. Is that
you? He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday and a chance for another one today. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Good roll, solid. That's a par. Over the last decade, the 17th at 455 yards with that water looming left has proven to be one of the most dramatic holes in golf. This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Well, you can feel the tension right now. Always a pivotal shot in the round, the second to 17. Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
The 18th hole here at East Lake is a par 3, 235 yards to the green. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. starting to make a nice move. Birdie and 4 under par for the tournament. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo here to call the action for EA Sports at the U.S. Open Championship. We are at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, this does not look like any U.S. Open golf course that I have seen.
No, it's quickly getting the respect of many of the golf pundits and writers out there as just this wonderful blend of links and parkland-style golf. It presents so beautifully to the eye, but also it challenges every aspect of your game. And really, you couldn't want for anything more than that when you were going to play a major championship.
Designed by Robert Trent Jones II with breathtaking views of the Puget Sound as well as the Olympic Mountains. Frank, when I think about the U.S. Open, I think about Justin Rose at Merion in 2013. He hit a nearly perfect drive right down the middle, right next to that famous Hogan plaque, Hogan winning there in 1950. And then he hits that second shot, the 4-iron, and it appears to be perfect. But U.S. Opens aren't always fair, are they? And then from that point, he took what appeared to be a bad break, and he still went forward for the win.
I think it's a great example, Rich, that you just brought up. I mean, there's an example of two of the best shots hit in US Open pressure, and yet they're not rewarded with a birdie putt. And I think that's what defines the toughest championship that there is in golf.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, you just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. And getting ready for the putt. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole.
Even par currently.
So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Now to the second par 5 of the round here at Chambers Bay and the U.S. Open. It's a long one.
Yeah, it's a beast. You miss this fairway, you could be hitting all day long, and of course that's going to rack up a fairly healthy score. Meanwhile, hit the fairway there. Only the longest hitters will reach this par 5 and 2, but still a good chance, even with a wedge, to make a birdie because the green slopes back to the player.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway.
Second shot.
Frank, you've played golf courses all over the world. How would you define links golf?
Well, I think you go back to St. Andrews, really. The true links golf courses were built on wasteland. That's why there were dune areas, and even St. Andrews used to be an archery. Used to do archery there on Sundays, and that when the golf course was closed. So it's land that wasn't used for anything else. You're obviously playing in the elements. There's very little protection. Most links courses, you struggle to find any trees. Chambers Bay, no exception.
Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. So continues to play some solid golf.
Yeah, so often, Rich, we just focus at the very top of the leaderboard. Really, there's so much talent and depth in this championship.
Frank, the ninth hole is called Olympus. Feels as though Russell Crowe should be standing on the tee, starring in some sort of a movie about the Greek gods.
I knew you'd go like Titans in that down here. But this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This isn't for the Greek gods and the Titans of the world. They might think they are, but this is for you and me. This is for everybody. 36 handicappers. We can all play here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
He's putting for bogey now.
I don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. Moving on to the back nine here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what's the 10th hole all about?
Dunes left and right, hence the name High Dunes. Obviously split the fairway there. But one of the factors of true links golf is you normally get to putt in the calm. The dunes protect this green from all the wind, so a relatively flat putting surface. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Settles in over the putt. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a tester from 4 feet. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Well, here we are at the 11th. Frank, this is a brutally long par 4.
And a little bit blind, too. There's that big dune in the middle of the fairway, and it's sort of a bit daunting. You're not quite sure what's behind that. Well, what is behind that is actually fairway. And just carry it over there. That'll certainly shorten the hole up. And then from there, it's a little bit of a dogleg to the right.
Really some strong winds out there today, and we can already see the effects on some of these shots. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the Seagulls are walking to work. He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards. The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green into all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
That will be a great look at birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Oh, I thought he had that. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
And he's putting for par now. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.